When I was 16 years old, I got in the car with my uncle and my mother, and I drove 7 hours from Belle River, Ontario to Peterborough, Ontario. And this became my home, the Peterborough Pete's home.
I covered junior hockey for 14 years in Peterborough, and when the Petes drafted Ty, that was the intention, was that he was coming to town to be the tough guy, and they compared him to Stan Jonathan, who was renowned as one of the toughest guys who ever played for the Peterborough Petes, and that's why they gave Ty number 8, Jonathan's number.
It was kind of interesting when he first came to us. He had a hand that was swollen up like a catcher's mitt, and wasn't sure quite what was wrong with it, but he had gotten in a fight before he came to us, and I think he went halfway through training camp with a broken hand before he said anything about it.
And I'll never forget the first story I did with Ty. I was sitting in a press box, and Ty wasn't playing because he had broken knuckles from the summer. I said, Ty, hey, sit down, let's talk. I'd like to write a story about you. So we talked for about a half an hour. And at the end of the conversation, Ty got up, started walking away, and he stopped dead in his tracks. And he turned around and he said to me, "Write in your paper, Ty ain't no goon. Ty ain't no goon."
We went into Kingston to play early in the season, and they had what was considered to be the toughest player in the league. And obviously our team was talking about it before the game, and Ty kind of piped up in the dressing room and made a point of saying, you know, reassuring our older players not to worry about it.
And I was like, yeah, no problem. Yeah, don't worry, guys. I'll take care of him. Meanwhile, I'm thinking to myself, gee, this guy's pretty big. But sure enough, I got out there, and my first shift, I lined up against him, and he was a pretty big guy. I was looking up at him, and I said, you ready to go? And he said something to me, and I was like, hey, you ready to go? And he didn't look, and I said, as soon as the puck drops, I'm getting you. I'm going after you. And he's like this. I was like, oh yeah, puck dropped. I just dropped my gloves. And whatever happened, happened. You know, I think I flipped him down. I started punching him when he was down. And, you know, after that, I got through the whole league. Hey, Domi dropped LaForge. And I got respect from then on.
We were in the playoffs against Niagara Falls, and they were heavily favored against us, and the fans were on our team, and at one point they were calling Ty a monkey, and somebody threw a banana on the ice, and Ty just simply skated over, picked the banana up, and peeled it and ate it right on the ice. It was really something.
We won a lot of games, again, before teams got off the bus because they didn't want to face him. Ty played consistently every night. He finished the check hard.
Now we've got Kurt Tomlinson and Ty Domi going at one another at center ice, and the fans have been looking forward to this one all night.
And this is where it all started, and these are the people, Louie and Jeannie Ellis, where it all started, and a big part of my life earlier in my days, and when I was 16 years old. This is the front door I walked into, and this is the family I live with, and this is Jeannie and Louie Ellis. And I love these two people.
I love you, son.
I like to say this, any kid that plays junior, or any kid that goes to college and so on and so forth, they always have people that they can say helped them. And I can honestly say to people that don't forget those people, because those are people that, you know, they didn't have to do what they did for you when you were a kid.
Him and I used to talk. It was a little bit rougher than when he would when my wife was around her. As a matter of fact, any woman, I've never heard him swear in the presence of a woman.
And
not
we had
ever.
2 daughters, too.
And they both loved him.
Yeah.
How you guys doing?
Hi.
You guys know I used to live in this house, eh? Huh?
I bring up
There at the same time you lived here.
Yeah. So who wants the first one?
Me.
What's your name?
Jessica.
He was a little spoiled when he first came.
There you go.
Just
No, he was a bunch spoiled.
Just a little bit spoiled.
He wasn't playing very much, and so he decided to go home, and we had a good conversation in the office, and I think this is really, as much as the training part of it, the turning of his career.
He came home after practice, and skates in his hand, and personal stuff out of the locker room, and a chin down to here, just about in tears, and looked at him, and I said, something wrong? He said, I'm going back to Belle River to play. He said, I'm not getting the ice time here, and I think it'll hurt my career just sitting around. The biggest thing, I think, he was homesick. He was really homesick. So he wanted to know if I'd drive to the bus stop or he could call a taxi. I said, no, I'll drive you. If you're that intent on going, I'll drive you.
Well, Louie, I'll tell you, I remember this ride like it was yesterday. It was, we were in a big truck though, weren't we?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you something. If you'd have left, you'd have broke my heart.
You know what?
Because we never ever lost a player before.
Yeah, I definitely think of that a lot. I had my bags in my shoulder. I was walking and I was looking back at Louie and Kevin, and I kept looking back, and I'm walking at the same time, 100 million things going through my brain, and I'm saying to myself, I looked back at those two guys and I said, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? I'm not a quitter. I'm not quitting. And if I go on that bus, I'm gonna be known as a quitter. And sure enough, I dropped my bags and I ran over those guys, and then I hugged them, and they said, get your bags and let's go.
Ty came back that evening, and I don't think Ty has ever eaten humble pie very often, but in this occasion he said, I thought it over and I've decided I'm going to stay and work things through, and that was the best decision he ever made in his life.
He was a great team guy. He stood up for his teammates all the time, and he was real quick to recognize when he had to do that.
Oh, he steamrolled. There's going to be a penalty to Taylor in the play there. Mavity, now Taylor with Domi going after Taylor. He caught Heward with his head down and got the arms, elbows, and everything up. And there's Domi really doing a job on Scott Taylor. Domi did not like, and Heward is still, now he's getting a, no, Heward is still down on the ice.
He wasn't a guy that you had to show or you had to direct. He was smart enough to know that there was a time to fight and there was a time not to.
We're waiting for Domi to try to throw a punch. He's taking a few punches in the back of the head. Now he comes back with a right hand. Domi's helmet is off.
At one point in time in a fight, he pulled a player that was 6'4" over to the bench of the opposition and taunted the coach, saying, is this the toughest guy you've got here? You know, find somebody else. If you're going to just send this guy out, it's hopeless.
Domi screaming at the Belleville bench. Now he comes back with a right hand. Domi and Crowder, a couple of heavyweights.
I ended up working for my cousin, throwing watermelons down at the food terminal in Toronto. And while I'm doing it, I was getting up at 5 in the morning, going down there, and I worked there for about a week. And I'm like, man, I don't want to be doing this if I don't make it. And I worked my ass off. And I went back to Peterborough, and Dick gave me an opportunity to play with Mike Ricci, who was a highly talented junior player, and we ended up really gelling early, and I was protecting him, and you know, he helped me get 22 goals and 50 points or whatever it was.
Well, it's Wednesday night, and that means it's time for John McFadden, another Pete's profile. This week, John Gadd with Dick Todd's designated tough guy, Ty Domi.
Ty Domi readily admits he's known around the league as the Pete's tough guy. He also feels the reputation that comes with his role on the team is all part of the game. Ty thinks his mere presence is enough sometimes to make the opposition think twice about taking a run at the other Petes. Domi takes the role seriously and realizes its importance to him and the team.
I got a role that's pretty important to the hockey club, and I guess pretty important to myself if I want to go anywhere. And I got to play it smart this year. Like last year, I was a rookie and I didn't know much coming into the league. But this year, I have to be, you know, a lot stronger and have to play up and down my wing and play strong and score the odd goal. And I'm regular shifting this year, and you know, I'm playing a lot. So.
And I ended up getting drafted in the second round, and you know, I wouldn't be really if I didn't go slug those watermelons in the summer and see what life was all about down at the food terminal in Toronto. I don't think I'd be where I am right now either.